giving me like kind of Monopoly vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
As in like whoever has the most money essentially can control the whole game if he wants to.
just bully other people.
You just literally bully them out.
Ricardo had a broader discovery about life through poker last night.
I swear, I discovered life.
Whoever has the biggest stack manipulates the rest of the players.
I was like, is this what real life is?
Yeah.
No one talks about soft skills because it's like assumed that you know it.
They do now.
They do now because people are bringing it up.
The world is changing, I think.
Yeah.
And I think mainly because of like access to information.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like also the kind of influencers that are talking about it are just so much bigger now than they were before.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's also like those kind of influencers, like they do not need money, so they don't get anything out of it. They literally genuinely just want to help out.
Yeah. It's just knowing that it's all on you to improve and learn and then instill that onto the people on your team.
It takes it takes balls, it takes courage, it takes
it's not only grinding and hard work, it's yo, we're back on the fucking journey.
Hey.
Your host, Aiden Kaczka, and I have my guest here, Ricardo Vargas of Augusta of Alexandria.
Yes, sir.
If you're not on the journey, get on it with us. Road to 1 million, let's go.
Road to 1 million, let's go. Aiden could have said it better, we're back to the journey. This is his podcast, actually. It's not my podcast. Yeah. So we'll have Aiden start it off, I guess, then.
Yeah, so man, we're in Stores, Connecticut, the basketball capital of the world. How's it feel?
Hey, dude, it's the second time I'm here, and the drive here is always a little bit hard, because in the GPS it says 6 hours.
It's never 6.
It's never 6 hours. It always ends up being 8 hours.
8, yeah.
So I guess let's tell the story.
Well, you gotta stop for not gas.
No.
Do you have to charge at all?
I do have to charge. I have to charge twice.
How long does that take?
20-30 minutes. It's usually like in a center, like in a shopping center. So
charging. So how far out of the way do you think it is?
It always finds the chargers that are in the way.
Okay. So it's what, like a 2-minute detour to get to the charger, and then
not even 2 minutes most of the time. Yeah. But I mean, it's usually in shopping centers or in malls.
Yeah.
Like I always stop at the Mall of America.
Yeah, that's cool.
The American Dream, not the Mall of America. The American Dream. So
is that the one with the skiing?
Yeah, that's the one that I posted on my story at that time, of the skiing.
That's insane.
And I literally plug it in. I go in and find some food, find some water, a bathroom, and by the time I'm back, it's like, oh, you're ready. I'm like, ah. So like, it always works out. But I guess, I'll tell my story of why I'm here in the first place.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
it was a shock to me. I had no idea.
As you can see in the background, you might be able to see the Aiden in the background, and that is because I came for Aiden's birthday. Bro finally turned 22. He's an old fart now.
Yeah.
But so I guess long story short, his girl texted me. He's like, hey, we're gonna do something for Aiden's birthday. It would be nice if you can come.
Let me preface this even more to last year.
Okay.
So last year there was this big debacle. I was supposed to have this surprise birthday party, and someone that he's an acquaintance now, used to be a friend.
Right.
He kind of blew the whole thing up, was causing problems. So it upset my girlfriend, and she, ended up telling me because it just wasn't working out. We ended up it was a good time and everything, but this dickhead blew it up. So anyways, I feel like she felt like she needed to redeem herself, and I had no idea this year at all.
It's actually crazy because he actually had no idea. It was an actual surprise party. It was an actual surprise party. So she texted me. She's like, "Hey, we're gonna do this poker night or whatever at the apartment." We're at UConn, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. So it's crazy because it worked perfectly fine. If you took 5 more minutes, I wouldn't have made it.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody came in 5 minutes. So I see that I'm supposed to get there at 8, 8:30, 8:40. I'm like, fuck, because I know she said be there before 9 because we're gonna get there at 9. I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. So then I see everybody coming in. I'm like, all right. And then literally, because I bring donuts. I bring the donuts. I put the donuts down, and then they're like, oh, they're 2 minutes away. I'm like, fuck. So I had to like make my little creation up.
Yeah, go on. Tell them what you made.
Dude, so I took 2 donuts, 1 chocolate donut, 1 vanilla donut, and a banana, and you can imagine what kind of shape we made. And I'll probably put up a picture.
And it took me about 30 minutes to realize what it was. I was like, why the fuck is there a banana?
We were just holding a fucking dick for like 30 minutes.
And you discovered Big Y. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so Big Y is a big thing here, which we don't have back at home.
Grocery store chain.
It's essentially like Shoppers or Safeway back home, but it's really nice. So now we're here. We actually got to surprise Aiden, which is good. We finally did what we were supposed to do.
Dude, it was so great because I walk in and first off, there's like 50 Cent, like, go, it's over,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why the fuck are they playing this? Like, usually it's, like Spanish music, Bad Bunny, all that playing around here. So I'm like, what's going on? And then I see a bunch of people. I'm like, oh, we're hanging out. And then I walk in some more. I see my friends from home, Evan, Brandon, Simon over here. I'm like, oh shit, what's good? And then you walk out from the bathroom over here after I saw everyone else. And I'm like, yo, like honestly, I think that's the first time my jaw genuinely like dropped to the floor. I was like, no way.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good.
It's so crazy too because we just filmed, by the way, Mobile Go, tune in. Lee Park, we just filmed that episode
yesterday.
Well, the day before yesterday, so my actual birthday.
Your actual birthday, which is a Friday.
Yeah.
Today's a Saturday.
So April 3rd is my birthday. What we're talking about was the 4th, the night of the 4th. Now it's the 5th. But
yes, you're right.
Oh yeah, so like I saw him in Virginia, virtually the night before, and we texted the morning of, and you were working.
Yeah.
So just the fact that he came, like, I appreciate you, brother. You're true friends.
True friend. Yeah, dude. It was crazy.
And then he had Parker Charles Hodge on FaceTime. Or what was he? He's Blow. Blow out of Mobile Go.
Exactly.
The other third. So
yeah.
It was a great time. I won $63 in poker. You know how it goes.
Actually, for my first time not playing poker, I think I did decent.
You ended up losing your money, right?
I ended up losing everything.
You won some hands.
Yeah. I should have cashed out, but
it's a learning curve. Sure.
It's definitely a learning curve.
Yeah.
I can see how you can be very hooked on it.
But do you see how it's more skill than luck? It's at least even luck and skill.
Yeah, I would say it's even. I still think it's really 60-40.
Because you need
the more knowledge you have, you can manipulate things around. So it's very psychological almost.
I shoved all in for $40 against another player. Won that. Let's go.
You did. It's insane. It's crazy.
It was a great time.
But the way I was thinking about it, it's almost giving me like kind of Monopoly vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
As in like whoever has the most money essentially can control the whole game if he wants to.
You just bully other people.
You just literally bully them out.
Ricardo had a broader discovery about life through poker last night.
I swear, I discovered life.
Whoever has the biggest stack manipulates the rest of the players.
I was like, is this what real life is?
Yeah.
Dude,
it felt like Elon Musk last night.
Dude, literally, it was like a spiritual awakening last night because of poker. It's actually crazy.
No, besides that, I mean, chill night, which is really like what I've been into recently. There's a time and a place for going out, being crazy, getting fucked up. But last night just sipping a couple beverages, have cake. Good time.
It was good. I got to try out the roast beef. Roast beef was pretty good.
You've never had roast beef before?
I never had roast beef. It was the first time having roast beef.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't try it, but I'm sure you should try it again.
I should try it again. Dude.
You need to have a Reuben. Have you ever had a Reuben?
A Reuben? No.
It's rye bread, corned beef. You can have pastrami too, but corned beef is the OG. That's my favorite.
Damn.
Sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing, and Swiss cheese, I think.
Okay.
And then it's like a panini style. It's fire.
So it's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have it every St. Patty's. That's
every St. Patty's.
Yeah. That's
insane, dude. Crazy. Stores, Connecticut, 6 hours away from home.
Hell yeah.
You need to come down to Virginia. I'm kind of tired of coming up here.
No, I plan on it. I really do.
I'm very tired of coming up here.
Well, the first time you came was like.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, it just happened.
Yeah.
This time, first off, I had no idea.
Yeah.
So, but this was like an event. Yeah. So like, I'll come. I mean, we're in season now.
At some point,
I'll come if it's like an event or something. I was gonna come down actually. Alejandro asked if I could come down for a half marathon, the DC, I think.
Yeah, that's what we did.
But that was the day I was leaving for Puerto Rico, so I couldn't. Yeah. I was totally down though. I would have.
Yeah, I mean, we have another one in October.
Yeah, I'll come down. I would rather come down if it's like something's going on, because just because I don't know. I mean,
because there's a lot to do regardless.
I don't want to waste my trip down there and then like not go when there's like something I like that's important to attend.
Yeah. I mean, there's one in May towards the end of May.
When's your birthday?
January 7th.
January. Just passed.
Yeah, it passed.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Dude, but anyways, some of the people that watch this podcast, my podcast, they don't necessarily know or they don't watch Mobile Go. So why don't you give them a quick backstory? What you do, kind of how we met. Yeah. I'd like to hear your version of how we met. I think maybe I've only heard it once or twice.
Let's go. Aiden Kaczka, freshly 22 years old. I own Duck Pond Landscaping in Granby, Connecticut. Should I be looking at the camera? You
can just look at me. It's fine.
Well, I'm talking to you guys, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Duck Pond Landscaping. We met at Mike Andy's. It wasn't Blue Collar Summit yet. What was it?
It was still Landscape Summit.
It was Landscape Summit.
Was it Landscape Summit or
whatever? Mike Andy's event 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Tune into the first episode of Mobile Go to hear the full story. But basically, we met at that conference. A little bit bigger of a group. It was me, Ricardo, Parker, a couple others.
We have Rage Room, and then we have Lamb.
Rage Room and Lamb, yeah. So then we kind of consolidated down. Wait, was that Signal? Was that the app that we used?
No, we were using Signal.
Signal. Big news about Signal now.
Big news about Signal.
But yeah, we were like, all right, like this is stupid. We're not talking to each other. Like this is a good network. We should keep going.
Yeah.
FaceTimed a whole bunch, talking about broader business stuff. Decision making, life.
Yeah, because life was lifing at that point.
Life was lifing Ricardo at that point.
It was tough.
We're FaceTiming all the time. We're like, dude, I mean, you were already doing content. We're kind of like, dude, let's make this a podcast. Like, people might enjoy it. Yeah. I don't know if any people have enjoyed it yet. Hopefully some of you guys.
I mean, dude, I've been getting good reviews.
What's the Hazen one at?
For the, I don't know, actually. I haven't checked out.
Go over to Mobile Go. We finally separated it from Ricardo's personal into its own kind of entity on YouTube. So Mobile Go, it's the first thing that pops up if you type it into YouTube. Go check it out. Our first podcast posted on that channel, which is like our 15th podcast at this point.
Yeah, probably.
With one of my technically competitors, but one of my friends, one of my mentors, I guess I would say, Hazen Sturdivant from Full Circle. Great episode. Instilled a lot of wisdom.
It's at 30 views.
He's 30 reviews.
30 views, Hazen.
30 views.
30 views.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we need to up that. What are we doing?
We need to up that, dude.
What the fuck?
Hit the like.
Yeah.
Go over there right now. You can pause this one. You have the authority to pause this one. Go over there.
As long as
subscribe.
You come back. As long as you come back, pause it, go subscribe. Take a screenshot of that episode, by the way, so that when you check your camera roll later, you're like, oh shit, like I meant to watch that.
Yeah.
All right, are we done plugging?
We're done plugging for now. We're done plugging for now.
No, but so I guess first time we met, or not met, first time you came up here.
Yeah.
Go over that.
Yeah.
Buddy was having not the best evening. This was during the winter, so we didn't, have too much going on.
Yeah.
He was like, I need to do something. I was like, yo, I'm coming up to Yukon tomorrow night. By the way, shout out my girlfriend Zoe and her two roommates, Angela and Juliana.
Yeah.
We're renting their studio, aka apartment, right now. They're out grocery shopping, so we got the full setup in here. We rearranged all their furniture to make our set.
I think I told them, I was like, yeah, just move a thing or two.
Rearrange the whole setup.
Rearrange the whole room.
It's okay. But shout out them.
Yeah.
They won't watch.
They won't watch, but they'll support. They won't watch.
Zoe tells me, she's like, I wanted to watch out of support, but it's just so boring. I mean, it's landscape.
She's not the intended audience. So
she made my website too. Go check it out, Duck Pond Landscaping.
Duck Pond Landscaping.
Go leave me a Google review, by the way. Granby, Connecticut, Duck Pond Landscaping. Just speak to my character. You guys know me.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
yeah, so first time I came up here. Like it was pretty much overnight decision. Yeah. Came up here 7 hours or so. stayed at your parents' house.
Yeah.
Which was very dope. It was like there was still snow on the ground. There was still snow on the ground.
Yeah, there was.
There's still snow on the ground, and then took me around Granby, which is a very small town.
Nice though.
It was very nice. It's very big. Properties are very big.
Yeah.
But it's a small town. Then we went to the gym over the border in Massachusetts.
Southwick. Yep.
Exactly. And
good gym also.
It was a very good gym.
Good gym for a small town. We're very lucky.
It is a very good gym. A lot of equipment, so it's nice. And then I don't know what did we do after that. We just kind of chilled.
Drove by some properties, got Jersey mics. Then we slid up to Yukon.
Yep.
And then what did we do then after we came to Yukon?
So honestly, all I remember is that Aiden tells me, "Oh, we're gonna." Aiden literally looks at me. He's like, "We're just gonna do a little pregame. Just gonna be a couple of us, just like your girlfriend and her friends, and then us, and maybe a couple friends."
Yeah.
And then I see bro like scooping up 5 people, and I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, we picked up my friends on the way.
I was like, I don't know about this pregame. I think this might be something bigger. And then I come, and there's more people in here, and I'm like,
there was a solid 20 people in here.
There's 20 people. This apartment is not that big. It's pretty small. So
it's spacious for like a college, experience, but
it's very it's for 20 people. It's very small.
Ricardo probably took about 8 shots of tequila before we left.
Dude, the thing is that like when people say like hey, have one, I'm like, yeah, fuck it.
We should talk about this, by the way, the whole 75 hard thing.
Yeah.
But let's finish the story.
And then so. I mean, we just start drinking and stuff. And like, at this point, I'm very conscious of how much I'm drinking. So I slow down a bit. I'm like, okay, because we're going to drink later, so it's whatever. Like, just calm down a little bit. But dude, your friends are fucking wild. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So then we eventually go. I remember getting there. I seriously don't know at what point I just stopped. Like, I don't know when my mind stops recording. It just, at some point, I just don't know what happens.
Well, we made it to the bar. Ricardo was having a good time, dancing,
Yeah.
More drinks were going around for sure.
I don't remember any drinks.
Then his memory cut off.
Cut off. Literally just goes blank.
And I think, did it cut back in when you woke up?
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy.
So
I got my friend back safely.
Yeah.
Back to the apartment, got him down on the air mattress, Well, after he spent some time in the bathroom, just cleaning up.
I don't remember that at all.
Cleaning up.
Just cleaning up.
Had to flush the toilet for him.
Dude, the good thing is that I made it to the toilet. I'm very conscious of that.
You didn't make it to the toilet. I brought you to the toilet.
Oh, well,
you got to the toilet.
Well, that's true. There's always someone that makes me go to the toilet, but I usually try to hold it in until the toilet is in my face.
Yep.
But like the way I remember is like I literally wake up in this place.
Yeah.
It doesn't register in my brain where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because I wake up, everything's dark.
Because when you got here, there's like a bunch of people here. You probably weren't like paying too much attention.
No, I don't remember anything. I don't remember walking up the steps. Like that's not in my memory at all. I don't even remember leaving.
Yeah.
And so it's like I wake up, it's probably like 7 a.m. I wake up and I'm like, where the fuck am I? And I'm thinking like, where the fuck is Aiden?
Yeah.
Because I'm alone in this living room. But then I'm like, he's probably somewhere here.
Yeah.
I go to sleep and then I hear the door open and that's when Jules comes in.
Yeah, I feel like, who is this? Who's
and then I'm like,
apartment am I in?
And honestly, first thing I think is like, there's no way there's no way I brought a girl here. Like, there's no way. There's no way I brought a girl. There's no way I got kidnapped by a girl or something.
There's no way.
There's no way. But then like, I don't know, she seems chill, goes in and I'm like, nah, probably not. So I go back to sleep and then I wake up fully and I see you come out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was just in my girlfriend's room.
Yeah, so.
I was giving you the air mattress.
Big chilling.
No, but fun night for sure.
Fun night. I surprisingly did not wake up that fucked up. I was pretty fine. Recovered pretty nicely.
Yeah, I don't know how. There's something certain blood type or something where you just don't get hungover or something like that. Or something.
I guess. I mean, the things like shots don't make you hungover. It's usually the sweet stuff, and I don't really like sweet stuff. A little bit. It's starting to open up.
I was gonna say, it's been a while. We had brunch this morning.
We got some pizza waiting, but I think that, it was very nice. It was very nice. I like coming up here. It's just the drive. Sometimes I think of just taking a flight here.
Yeah, just once in a while.
Just once in a while. That would save me so much
It's a long drive, but it's not like unmanageable.
It's not unmanageable. I mean, like on the way here,
I mean, it's a day. It's 8 budgeted hours.
Exactly. I watched the movie. I blasted like 3 of my playlists over and over again. So it was like, it's definitely.
At some point you get bored.
Yeah. I mean, like when it's daylight, when it's like nice and sunny, the landscapes are pretty cool. So it's like, whoa.
Driving through different states, for sure.
But I mean, it's cool.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, dude. I mean, we can go pretty much anywhere. I mean, like
we could go in any direction.
We could.
I almost wish this was live and we had like a chat.
Oh, hey, chat.
You know when they're like it's going so fast, they're like.
What are you saying, chat?
Yeah.
Dude, I think I don't know. We can probably talk a little bit of business and then see where that leads.
Let's talk business. 2,000 door hangers, 2.5%.
2.5%. There's someone. In Augusta, we have this group chat for door hanging, which is marketing, right? Guerrilla marketing. And one of the bros comes in and he's like, I put up 2,000 door hangers and I got 50 customers. I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah.
That's literally what that's 12. I can't do math.
I would hire every single person that I know to start putting out door hangers.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. But like the reason why it works is because in his market, they're all chucks and trucks.
Where's he?
I don't know. He lives near a base. I just don't know which one it is. But he says that it's all chucks and trucks. There's no professional companies apart from himself.
Yeah, so it's just easy.
And like, it's either that or they contract the base to come and do the lawn management on them. I guess, I don't know.
That's odd.
So I was like, oh wait, that explains it.
Dude, we gotta have a military cuts on.
Military cuts?
I think that'd be cool, both of them.
That would be cool. Larissa and Will.
Yeah, they're cool people. We talked to them at conference.
Dude, honestly, I think that Lee can hook us up with a couple people.
Yeah, the only thing is I don't want to like...
Yeah.
I don't want to be too pushy. Like, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because he said something during that podcast, because I asked him why he doesn't have guests on, and he's had some Augusta people on.
Yeah.
And anyone else outside of Augusta? I think it's mostly just Augusta.
No, there's been like 2. No, he had that guy from Simply Lunker.
Right.
And then
he's
another one.
Ecosystem.
And then another one.
But he was saying he doesn't want to ask people because he doesn't feel like he can provide as much value as like they would be providing. Yeah, which I kind of disagree with, by the way, a little bit.
It depends on how you look at it, because it's a business owner doing everything and so much more, and then him being the franchise salesman. But like, it's not even about that. It's like the knowledge of like what he knows.
I mean, you're giving them a platform to really kind of a valuable audience.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they're all, you know, Mike Andy's like business people, like they're a higher value audience. And I don't know. And I also feel like people like talking, people like sharing.
Definitely.
So giving them a platform, especially if they're not already an influencer of some sort, to just talk to people. And I think that's providing some sort of value. And really, you shouldn't ever feel like, you know, you're doing a disservice or doing something wrong just asking. Like, you know, you already know I'm sliding into Brian Lawn Maintenance's DM soon. I'm sliding into
all of them.
You know who should get Yard Dogs? I mean, both of them, but you know.
Yeah. I think they would too. I think they probably would.
I think they would.
The thing is, like, most of these people, like, they probably would. It's not really about the audience size that we have. It's about like
it's about just going to different audiences.
Yeah. It's about going to different values.
Not that we have a huge audience, but we have some. We get views.
Honestly, I mean, like, if you just think about it, like, 30 people is a lot of people.
Yeah, if there were 30 people in this room listening to us, we'd be like, oh shit. We'd be like shaking.
Yeah, even when it's like 100 people, it's a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a couple thousand, like stadiums get filled up with a couple thousand people.
I was thinking about this the other day. It's like, well, first off, Brian's Lawn Maintenance has said this before. He's like, I don't know the number he used, but he was like, I get like 10,000 views on a video. Like, imagine 10,000 people.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking even smaller. I was like, imagine we get 1,000 subscribers where like 400 to 500 are listening fairly frequently. Like
that's a conference right there.
That's like, if you ask a question, especially because the topics that we talk about, it's like if you have a question, you could probably just shoot it out to the community and you would get an answer back. Somebody knows.
So many answers, honestly.
Right? Like,
I mean, even if 10% of them, that's still 40 people.
Yeah.
40, 50, that's a lot. That's a lot. And it's like, and like, even that, if you look at it like from a business perspective and like you start selling something to like 1,000 people and maybe 100 buy 10% of that.
Go buy our course.
Go buy our course. Like at a $50 price or something, like that's $5,000.
Yeah.
That's a bucket change.
Obviously, you wouldn't want to monetize until you're way larger, but like, still.
Because it makes sense. But
and you never plan on monetizing this, really.
Not really.
Maybe unless like AG1, Newtonic.
AG1. Dude, I want to get Newtonic on this so badly.
Honestly?
Don't even have to pay anything. Just supply.
Send us,
Just supply. I don't want no money. Just supply.
Neurogum, like dude, any of you guys
I have some Neurogum in my car. Neurogum is so good.
Dude, my mom just got me some for my birthday, like 90.
I thought it was like some fake stuff.
You should cut this. We should pop some Neurogum, see if the conversation gets any better.
I think I have two. But dude, I thought it was like a placebo thing.
It'd be so cool.
But it actually works because like on the way here, I was like dozing off a little bit. I popped that baby in, bro. I was fine. The rest of the ride.
We should talk about Moblo Go a little bit.
Moblo Go.
Just like we should like right now live meeting. Like what are we like? What's our goals with it? What's
yeah.
Just like,
I mean, I think we talked about the goals, right?
I should say my realization because I texted our chat, the Moblo Go chat, the other day. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
You're probably on your way here.
It was yesterday. Yeah, I was on the way.
Driving here?
I was already driving.
That's funny. Just putting this all together now. I'm just still, but I texted chat. I was like, I was kind of thinking about, so when we finished the Lee episode, and I've brought this up like 20 times already, but because it was kind of, I mean, it's cool getting feedback, but we finished the pod and we were talking, not recording after.
Yeah.
And he was just like, guys, like that was fun. Like, yeah. And then he was like, I don't want to invite myself back, but I would love to come back. Like it was fun. Like, you know, and I was like, oh shit, like that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was listening. Do you know Tommy Mello, A1 Garage Doors?
Yeah.
You should listen to his podcast way more. It's awesome. I love his podcast.
He's like revamped it and stuff.
I mean, he's huge. Like we can't like really use too much of what he says besides like, you know, the broader points.
He's definitely C-suite.
He's talking about like PE and like all that.
He's C-suites. So it's like definitely more. I mean, he does like hundreds of millions.
But the mindset stuff is good. Mm-hmm. Which I want to go to his conference. That'd be cool. But let me stop going on tangents. Mm-hmm. I was listening to him and he was kind of talking about how you want to get into a room of people that are like not 1,000 steps ahead of you. Yeah. Like 5 to 7 steps ahead, because you need to be learning what you need to do now. And then like you just unlock the next chapter after you take those steps.
I mean, it's levels.
But he was saying how he can get into these rooms because he's able to provide value. And one of the main values he can provide, besides just his knowledge, because I mean, he's a genius at this point, right? Yeah. Is his platform. Like he can have whoever on and really just talk to whoever. Like he doesn't need to have a podcast with them. They're just like, it would be a good thing to be in this guy's network because of the platform that he has. So I just kind of came to this realization listening to him. I texted them. I was like, guys, we need to figure out a way to like, I mean, we're taking it seriously kind of, but not really. I was like, we just need to like.
By the way, I've been saying this for months.
Yes and no. You haven't been like as adamant as you're trying to make it out to be.
No, because I'm not gonna force you guys.
Okay, but so whatever. I texted you guys. I'm bought in. Parker is bought in.
Parker.
No, he just. We need to all have a meeting. But anyways.
Yeah.
He is.
He is in.
But
he's all in mowing.
All in mowing, yeah. I was all in last night winning all your guys' money. But
I mean, like, attention is the new goal now.
We need a mission statement, or just kind of like, we need to have our sights set on like our goals with time frames and like more of a strategy than like, let's just post reels. Yeah. That is a piece of it, but we need to be going on, say, other people's podcasts and kind of like, that's how you expand your horizons, you know? Yeah. And there's way more creative stuff that we can be doing too, you know? But
I mean, media in itself is just a whole different business.
We need to be going to like, the difficult part is like, we're all trying to grow our business as fast as possible too, because we're small. Like, we're small fish.
Yeah, we are.
And I heard Mike Andes talking about this a while ago, like almost, I want to say 2 years ago. He was talking on C-Suite to Lee, and he was like, the way I'm going to be able to grow this channel, because he's kind of like an education-based channel, I would say. He's like, I just need to get better. I need to grow the company, because then I'll have more to share, and more, you know, then more people will buy in like to his authority. Yeah. we're kind of a similar thing. Like, if the more we grow the company, probably the more people will be willing to come on and share what they know.
It's proof. It's social proof.
And they know that 5 to 7 step thing. If we have someone on that's doing 10 million, they're
way too ahead.
They're not going to want to give that like advice that's so obvious, like that we need. They want to be sharing like the stuff that they not too long ago learned. To people that can really use it and run with it. Like you know what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, long tangent that I just went on, but
I mean, I think it's the same. Like, I mean, the reason. Well, one of my mission statements for the journey is, first of all, I didn't start it for anybody else other than for myself, because I want to record. Like, I called it the journey because like it's the journey, right? It's the journey that matters. It's not the end destination.
Documenting.
Yeah, so I just wanted to document, and like eventually, whenever $1 million happens, like that's just a milestone.
Yeah.
Because then I'll be shooting for 10 million. Then
arbitrary number, by the way. Right?
Like, it's just it really doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter, but it's like the character development from $0 to $1 million. It's like fucking. It's not even black and white.
Was it us
insane.
two talking? I think it was after the pod. Me, you, and Parker were talking. Then Parker left, and then I was telling you how I think it's Alex Hormozy that talks about it, but I don't think it's his quote, but he was talking about how you should want to be a billionaire or 100 million, whatever it is, because of the person that you need to become to get to that point, not because of the money that you like have while you're at that point. And that's just like, when you start up in business or life or you get a job, whatever, obviously your first thought is like, how am I going to make money to like survive and like whatever.
After you get that point.
Yeah. And like, I think we probably have that figured out. Like the point where we're at, we're going to be able to like sustain like a life, whatever.
A regular life.
But obviously we're not satisfied.
Definitely not.
We're both not satisfied at all.
Fuck no.
But it's like, not only is it anxiety like filled, it's just knowing that it's all on you to improve and learn and then instill that onto the people on your team.
It takes balls, it takes courage, it takes
it's not only grinding and hard work, it's learning. Like you have to grow as a leader, as a person.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with your personal life as well.
Do you know what meta skills are? Meta skills?
Talk to me.
So this is also by Alex. He says that if you could make school, like if you could dictate what the school system teaches, is that he would really focus early on meta skills. So meta skills are like learning how to write properly, learning how to read properly, learning to learn, talking, like just like social stuff. Yeah. Because that's the foundation of people overall, right? We're a social species. And so like businesses are made up of people, like whether AI comes in or not, whether machines, whatever, like at the end of the day, it's people. Companies are made out of people. And so like leadership and all of these are like meta skills, whether they're soft skills or whether they're hard skills.
And soft skills is another word for meta skills. Right?
Soft skills is another word. So it's like no one talks about soft skills because it's like assumed that you know it.
They do now.
Because people are bringing it up.
The world is changing, I think. Yeah. And I think mainly because of like access to information.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like also the kind of influencers that are talking about it are just so much bigger now than they were before. Yeah. So it's like, and it's also like those kind of influencers, like they do not need money, so they don't get anything out of it. They literally genuinely just want to help out. Yeah. So it's like I said, like I was saying, like, where was I going with this? Meta skills.
We were talking about meta skills.
But what did you say?
We were talking about what you want to become the person.
Oh, because you said learning. Yeah. Because you said learning. Yeah, so learning. So
learning is the game.
Learning is the game. So
it's like it's hard for me to like accept that. I mean, I have. Yeah. It's hard, but it was hard for me to accept that because I was a person that hated school. Yeah. And when I think learning,
you think of school.
It just associates straight back to school. But it's so different in the real world than sitting at your desk.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to learn from a textbook, right? People learn from experiences. That's
you're supposed to learn how you're supposed to learn. There's many different, visual, interactive, like all these different styles of learning.
I mean,
you just
why
have
do
to
girls
figure out
do
what's
better in
best for
school
you.
than men?
Some people read books, some people listen to the audiobooks.
Yeah.
Some people just live life and learn the skills that way.
Yeah.
Some people
I enjoy it more that way.
I think, I'm a big listener.
Yeah.
I think, but not in like the school setting. I don't like being told. I like listening, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like in school, you're just being told stuff.
Yeah,
I want to click on this because I'm interested and I know it's going to benefit me personally, and just listen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you choose to want to learn, like you will learn more because you want to do it, not because you're forced.
And that's something I think me personally and all of us on our podcast should do more of, is listening. Not that we don't.
Yeah.
But we should always have it in the back of our minds that like at the end of the day we should have this guest on and just listen to what they have to say. Yeah, because that's why we're here.
Yeah, I listen a lot to the guests that we've had on. Yeah. And it's like, dude, they all individually have their little gems that they're dropping, and we just don't listen in the moment because we're so focused in. Yeah. But like it's interesting because like word of mouth is number one, and it has been number one for ages, and people just take us so much for granted because you have your phone. Yeah. Right? You have your phone, you have access to like the entire world. Yeah. So it's like so much information, you don't know which one to take in. But I feel like that person that has like the credibility, that has gone through the motions and is telling you what to do, like that is your primary source of information. Yeah. Instead of like just anybody that you would find.
And online. I recognize that at a young age. And I think that might be why I tuned out of school so heavy. Because dude, I was an A++ student until like sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, for me it was junior year.
Then I just stopped caring. I was listening to Gary Vee. I mean, I started listening to this stuff earlier, but I started doing like side hustles and like actually got into the whole business world a little bit. But like I was learning so much, like as you're saying, like soft skills. Like, dude, my entire like personality is honestly from like Gary Vee. Like, how much do you listen to a lot of Gary Vee?
I did at some point. I like listening here and there.
I've listened to enough to where I could almost like spit out his entire like message, like the whole point behind his content, and that's just what my whole character is based on. Accountability, respect.
What's his big thing? He talks about it like he says that word like candor.
Candor is the thing that he says he struggles with most, and that's honestly I think what I struggle with most as well in business.
It's like telling people how it is.
It's and he says he changed it from candor to kind candor because you can be candorous and be a dickhead.
I mean, people mistake it for being a dickhead.
And most people are just bad with candor, so they resort to being mean about it, or they wait too long and they just like build this up and up and up. You need to use kind candor frequently. Yeah. So it hits not as hard when
Yeah.
I mean, they've been fucking up for months, and then you finally blow up on them.
That's kind of like what like gentle parenting is in a way.
I would say parenting. I don't think you can even really relate parenting to like an employee like relationship.
I mean, I don't know, because I feel like obviously like they're not your kids.
It's just a complete different perspective, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day,
why? What was your thought on that?
Because it's like, I mean, if you look at what parenting is, right? Like you have someone who depends on you for whatever.
He's huge on parenting, by the way, as well. He talks about that all the time.
He does. I mean, because it relates, right? Because like obviously when you
place trophies,
when you have that's so dumb. But whenever you have an employee, like it's someone that depends on your business for like their income and stuff, right? And like hopefully you're a good boss and like you pay them fairly and whatever, but like they should also look up to you as like a role model, right? Not just your boss, but like people that are, I feel like I said, one of the I guess like the way you know that you've succeeded in business, if it's someone takes pride in what you do, like takes pride in your company, like, oh yeah, he's my boss, oh yeah, this is the company
that I work for. If they buy into your vision.
Exactly. If they buy into your vision, like you've made it, because like now they have infinite potential. So it's like that's...
Corey Ballard talks about this. Do you listen to The Green Grind at all?
No, I don't.
You should. It's a really good podcast. But by the way, we should try to get him on. If that's even possible, that would be an amazing guest.
I think we probably...
I would fly out to him to record that. I would. Perfect. What's it? Perfect Cut?
Yeah, where is it?
He sold his business, Iowa?
Okay. Yeah, I know he sold his business to go all into like what, manufacturing?
To Ballard, yeah, but I mean, he sold his business for like 10 million, 15 million or something like that. I mean, I could be making up figures, but I'm pretty sure they were doing
it's in the tens of millions.
Yeah, I mean, he's set. He didn't need to do this with our business. He could have been probably set for life.
Oh yeah, you only need like 10, 20 million dollars to like never need anything else.
Well, who knows? No, but where I was going with that is, I have no idea. Where was I going with that?
Well, I mean, I was talking about like how parenting relates to like employees and stuff, because it's like I said, like they depend on you for that. Some of them might look up to you depending on that, and it's like candor and gentle parenting.
Vision. That's where we were.
That's where we were?
Vision, right?
Oh, I'll finish.
You're saying if the employees buy into the vision, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'll finish on that. So like, because I'm trying to connect both of them. So like gentle candor, it's like telling someone like, oh, you messed up. Here's how you messed up. Just don't do it again.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel like maybe, I guess depending on the position, but like some people want like the David Goggins kind of mindset. You know what I mean?
Some do, some don't, and you have to judge each person specifically.
Exactly.
But I think
it shouldn't just be a blanket.
You're making gentle and kind the same thing. I think those are very different.
Really?
I think you can come off as mean, I think, when you're being kind, but kind is having their best, interests
in mind.
Gentle is being a little bitch about it, making sure they don't get like offended, or at least that's the way I think of it. Yeah. Kind, because Gary talks about this as well. He's saying if an employee isn't performing in this position at my company, in the end, they're not going to be successful in this role. So by keeping them there and not telling them the truth, or trying to move them to a different position in the company, or just saying, hey, this isn't working out, like I don't think we're a good fit, you're holding them back from reaching their full potential because they're just in the wrong position.
Right.
Or say they're lazy and they need a wake-up call.
Yeah.
So kind is just having their best interests in mind while making a decision and being truthful with them.
Yeah, I mean, like, because you're cutting the time of like between either getting fired or quitting to like bare them, so they don't waste their time.
Why waste not only your time but their time
and money,
knowing it's not a good fit?
Yeah,
that's his whole thing with I know you've heard hire fast, fire.
Hire slow, fire fast, something like that. Like fire faster than you hire.
I think it's hire fast and fire fast. I think that's what he says. He's just like really
fire fast.
I mean, he's still vetting these employees that he's bringing in, obviously. Yeah. But he's like, there's no way to know if it's the perfect fit. So why sit on all these employees and try to like do 20 rounds of interviews or whatever? Like, let's just bring him in, give him a project. If he doesn't succeed, move on. Like,
yeah.
Which
it sounds worse than it really is, to be honest.
Yeah. It's like, just because you fire someone doesn't mean they're not going to be good in another role somewhere. Yeah. It just means you're not a good fit
for this company.
Maybe they do suck, but also that's not your fault.
I mean, and like if that person has their best interest in mind, like they really do want to work at the company, they're just like a good fit. Like they will work on themselves. Maybe you go work at some other one for a little bit and then come back. Like that's still a possibility.
Maybe they just need to work somewhere with lower expectations and lower stakes, or they move at a slower pace. Like.
That's not bad either.
Not everyone's gonna work out at a fast-paced company.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and so like even that, like, say what you will about Elon, but he knows how to do this to like the top degree ever.
Well, that's the big debate about like him with government. I feel like.
Well, that's a whole different thing. But I'm saying like strictly business.
Well, I'm saying well. He's treating the government like it's a business.
Yeah.
Which I'm not making any stances here. I'm not going to talk about this.
It's whatever.
I just had to listen to this shit for an hour. I just left the room.
Well, we'll just keep a neutral stand.
Neutral. Like him or not, he's applying the same rules that he does to business, which is let's make these decisions fast.
Yep.
And if the mistakes pop up, which he knows they will, let's correct them as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Which
they will pop up.
That's going to drive change as fast as you possibly can, whether
you like it or not.
Whether those decisions in this, perspective are, worth that risk. Mm-hmm. Like 2 people being sent to El Salvadorian jail. Actually, not funny about it.
No, it's not funny, but it's like, it's an example.
It's only funny because you guys were just talking about it.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, the thing is that, I guess like devil's advocate towards Elon, it's like, I don't think he really understands how many people he's affecting. Because like he's
people's livelihoods aren't at stake in business. Government might be a little different. Depends on your stance.
Even not even that, because I feel like either way, employees' lives do depend on their jobs. But I feel like in government, it's like you're affecting how many people are in America? Like 300 million?
Yeah, something like that. 400 million.
You're affecting hundreds of millions of people against like a couple thousand.
Well, it depends on the change you make. But let me hit on what you just said. What was the first thing you just said?
Which one?
Dude, it was so good. It's slipping. The first thing you just said at the beginning of that sentence.
About Elon?
Yeah.
About like, he doesn't know how many people he's affecting?
Before that. I'm sorry.
Before the devil's advocate?
Cut this. No, whatever. We'll keep going.
Like, because you said, you were talking about like, he makes change fast. And, like, when you make change fast, things are going to break.
Yeah.
And people are going to be affected, whether they're positive or negative.
Oh, well.
The thought's gone.
It's lost in the...
Fuck.
In the board.
It happens.
That was good too. I didn't want to cut you off again.
It's all right. It happens. But I think that, like, say what you will about him, but he knows, like, he's mastered this whole hire fast and fire even faster.
Oh, yeah. Which works great in business.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens in the next couple of years.
We'll see what happens.
Works well
we'll see what happens. But, there's no way he would have built multi-billion-dollar companies without being, like, a master at this. There's just simply no way. So, that's the social proof we talk about.
He also just works absurdly hard.
Way too fucking hard. Like, insane. No human should ever work that hard, but he wants to, so.
But what was the meta point we were making with all this? We should bring this part of the conversation full circle.
Full circle. That's the hard part. So
we're talking about soft skills and candor.
So we're mainly talking about learning.
Meta
skills and learning and stuff. So it's like I guess like there's just so much social proof around of how important these meta skills are.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they should be instituted into regular education.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, like I guess math is important up to like what, algebra 2 maybe?
Yeah, the reason school is still
useless.
Well, I was going to say the reason it's still useful is because it doesn't matter what you're learning to learn. Mm-hmm. Should the curriculum probably be different and we include some more important skills? Yes. But at the end of the day, you're still learning to learn as like a young human, and that's obviously important. Yeah. The format and everything can be debated, obviously, because that shit does not work well for most people.
It doesn't. But that's the thing. People learn, like you said,
people
learn different. Some. Yeah, for some.
Yeah.
And those are the people that go into Ivy League schools, become doctors, lawyers, whatever.
Well, just people that want to work in the corporate structure.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Because that's what it was made for originally. Yeah. We could go into that rabbit hole, but let's not.
It was... Who said it?
Rockefeller.
Rockefeller, right? And he was like, what, an oil master.
Steel, I think. Steel industry. Everything.
John D. Rockefeller. The railroads was J.P. Morgan. But I think Rockefeller also did the railroads.
Whatever. The Rockefeller family was the richest
for a very long time.
Ever. Adjusted with like inflation, they would have like a $3 trillion net worth or something.
Yeah.
But fuck, that'd be nice. Yeah. That's a lot of grass to cut to get there.
Do you know how much $1 trillion is?
No. You don't either.
So it's like a billion. Okay.
It's 1,000 billions.
1,100 billions. No, 100
1,000 billions. 1,000 billions.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is 100,000 millions. Right?
Yeah.
No.
Is it tens million? No. Anyways, it's a 1 followed by fucking what is it, 27 zeros? Is that what it is?
Beats me.
No, it's not.
100 million, 1 billion.
Or it might be that much. Because, okay, so 6 zeros is 100.
12 zeros.
12 zeros? Yeah. That's a lot of money. But middle schools are important, and the thing is that like different people learn in different ways, and in school they should help you figure out which way you are more likely to learn, and then from there go into the regular subjects, whatever, knowing how you learn and like using those methods.
I think statistics wise it does work for most people, because you know, if you just look at like the unemployment rates and whatnot.
Well, I feel like the statistics are fucked because like, I mean, like we've all cheated on tests and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying the path of go to high school, go to college, you know, most people do end up with jobs, I think, at the end of that, and, you know, are able to live in this country as much as everyone wants to say not comfortably.
We live in a very
I was listening to Ed Milet. I think he said 80% of the globe doesn't have like close access to clean water. So
water, food, shelter.
You can complain about
Wi-Fi.
eggs. You can complain about gas. You are in like the 1% of the 1% of the luckiest people on the planet. So
Literally.
Let's get that straight.
Just by being in America.
Complaining about honestly anything living in this country.
It's insane.
And by the way, in the area that we're in, we're not in like the Appalachians, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We're living lavish, but
we live very, I mean, the fact that we're here with cameras and phones is insane.
We could be a fucking acorn. like we could have been an acorn. Do you know like the chances of ending up even a human? Never mind the location that we were born in, like my parents are still together, like
yeah, throw all of that out the window.
Like, let's just talk about being grateful for a second, you know? Like, like, if you don't reflect once in a while and just realize how grateful you are, like, or should be, I mean.
Yeah.
Because, let's be real, no one's grateful enough.
Yeah.
It sucks. Not a lot of people.
At all.
No.
It sucks because it's
I was thinking about this. Let me ask you this. This is interesting.
Okay.
I don't listen to him a lot, but Ed Milet's podcast popped up. Do you listen to him at all?
I think so. Is he like a big dude? Is he like a big buff dude?
Big dude. He's pretty into religion too. He's Christian.
Does he? I think I know who he is.
Gray, kind of like spiky.
Yeah, is that gray? Spiky. I think I know who he is.
You probably know who he is, but like kind of southern, deeper voice.
Yeah, he's had like Alex on the podcast. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
super successful. To be honest with you, I don't even know.
I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did. I think he was into real estate. I'm not sure though.
I don't know.
I think he might have done real estate.
I was listening to his podcast and he just went on like so long talking about being grateful, like, you know, like the chances of being here. This was a good one. He was going through, like, you had to have 2 parents to be here, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 great-great-grandparents. He went on 1,000 something, you know, 16th great-parents. Like, I was like, damn. But past that, kind of unrelated, but related to gratefulness. So he's a religious dude, and it had me thinking, because you go to church almost every Sunday?
I go every Sunday.
Every Sunday? Is that, because they talk a lot about being grateful and you know, the opportunity that you have being here.
Right.
Do you find it useful having that as a weekly kind of reminder of like, let's think about like.
There's a great fucking question. Oh my God. I've been preparing for someone to ask me this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been preparing.
Because I was thinking about asking you this for a while.
So it's good. I mean, yeah, so the whole point of Christianity, I'll give you some context first to answer your question.
And for the audience, like, obviously nothing against religion. That's why we're talking about it. But I'm not personally like super religious.
Yeah.
Or let's be honest, I'm not religious really at all.
Yeah.
But I respect it. I think it's a good thing, and I'm interested in learning more. So.
Yeah. So context, I am Christian. I chose to be, which is important. You choose to be, right?
So you weren't born Christian?
No, I was born into a Catholic family. Okay. You know, I got baptized when I was
But they didn't really force it on you?
They did.
Oh, they did.
But like they did, obviously, like when someone says like forced religion, they didn't do it with like bad intentions.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't think anyone does.
Yeah. But it's like you have to, when it comes to beliefs and religion, you have to choose for yourself, because you will have a bitter taste in your mouth, and that's what happened.
Well, some people are taught the way of whatever religion, and then when they're older, they don't do it anymore.
You will make your own judgment.
So the fact that you go to church every Sunday by your own, like, you obviously picked to be.
Yeah, exactly. So the whole point of Christianity is to be, to reflect yourself in the likeness of Jesus, because Jesus was the perfect human. He's like the embodiment of God, right?
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself, to understand that you have to ask yourself, like, why did he come to earth in the first place, right? He came to earth in the first place because God loves you so much that he wants a way to forgive your sins.
So he's basically was sacrificed for
exactly. So even if you go backwards a little bit, before Jesus, the way people would repent would be through animal sacrifices, would be through like going to church or like a priest and stuff like that. And it's like, sure, that might have worked at some point. It didn't really work, but it's like people would still sin regardless. So then that means that sacrifice would forever happen, right? And like, that's just not how things work. So God was like, okay, I want all my children to be with me, whether you believe in the afterlife or not, whatever. It's like, he wants you to be with him because he loves you so much. And like, free will is a thing, so you choose whether you want to or not. So it's like, the only way that you can be here is if I forgive your trespasses, right?
We need Alejandro here. Bro
here.
Speaks in gospel. It's actually impressive.
Yeah. He's a little better birth than me, but it's like, he brought down his son so he could die, sacrifice for all of our sins, and like for eternity, right? Mm-hmm. And so in Christianity, you look up to Jesus, and if you look at his life, throughout his whole life, right, throughout his 33 years of life, bro was the most humble human ever, because he could have easily wiped everybody off of the face of the earth like that, right?
Yeah, and the way that he would just talk to anyone. Mm-hmm.
And he would talk to anyone, whether you're rich, poor, whether you're worth something or not, whether
like everyone's his friends, right?
Yeah, everyone's equal. Yeah. And the thing is that it's not only good people he would look at like that. He would look at bad people also like that. Like
the story of him washing the was it homeless person or their feet or something like that?
Yeah, he would wash people's feet, he would cure the blind, he would help the ill. Yeah. And it's like if you think of like a human having power, like what do? They don't care about poor people. I mean, like this is reflected. Some do, but most of them don't really care about like the people bottom percentile.
Inwardly,
they're focused more inwardly. He was fully focused outwardly. He put the whole world before him. That's why he sacrificed. And it's like, and the more you dive into it, the more you're like, holy crap! Like this is crazy, because I mean the way he died is horrendous. Like I don't even want to go into it because it's crazy. Yeah. But it's like he did all that. He did all these miracles. He preached all of this to his apostles while he was being persecuted, while he was being hated by 90% of the world, while he had
death threats. Other religions at the time?
There was other religions. Yeah, there was a lot of.
Is that why he was persecuted? It was just people that.
Yeah, because people thought that he was a fraud. Yeah. That he was a fraud and that he was like a fake messiah.
Or was it kind of? Do you think it was like the elite? Looking out for the elite, and he was. It's more like the common.
There were still kings back then, right? There was kings back then, so it's like there's supposed to be no one on top of the king, and essentially, if you're God, you're on top of everything. So it's like, who are you to say that you're God, right? And it's like they wanted him to like do like, I don't know, like. He walked on water for people, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, what else do you need? And it's like no one believed, because one, they were very scared, and because two, that challenges authority. Yeah. So that would essentially break their whole political system, because it's like, well, if God is here, like, why do we need you? People? Like, what do we ever need you, right? And so like it defied their whole system, so they persecuted him and then eventually killed him. And then he rose from the dead three days later. And it's like, oh wait, he was saying the truth.
So connecting it to being grateful, are you saying that like your religion just kind of is inherently grateful because you look up to this humble person?
Yeah, because if the whole point of Christianity is to be as closely to the likeness of God as possible, you will by default become humble, because I mean, he could have had everything, right? But he went on the 30-day fast to find more about himself. He gave himself to everybody. I mean, he did the ultimate sacrifice. Like, what else is more humbling and loving than that, right? Yeah. It's like, you know, you wouldn't go out and like sacrifice yourself for some random in the street. You just really wouldn't, because like, why would you, right? But he essentially did that for you, and he doesn't even know you, and you don't really know him either. So it's like, I mean, that's crazy. And
so you're saying Christians are just grateful that he did this for you. Mm-hmm. So like, how can you not be grateful to be here living at this time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here, really, right? Because, I mean, even if you look back in biblical texts, like, the whole reason why the flood happened, you know, like the flood from like Noah's Ark, even though the whole point of that is because the world was so corrupt, it was so, like, there was no turning back.
So like,
so basically, like,
so they were just like reset the shit,
essentially. And then that's when the whole Jesus is coming type of thing started happening. So it's like I said, like, even if you try to look at this from a business perspective, Jesus is the top dog, CEO, leader, right?
Yeah.
People look up to him, and it's like, if you want to be anywhere near that, you have to be humble, you have to be loving, caring. You can, like I was saying, you cannot fight fire with fire. Like, that's what I was trying to interpret it to them, but I don't know if it went over that.
You guys just aspire to be like, have the same qualities that he
yeah, exactly had. Because like, it's a very peaceful way of living too, because it's like, you know, he tells you, like, don't hold grudges with people, because what is that good for? Like, love your neighbor even if he like, you know, fucks you over and stuff, because like, what's the point? Like, you know, you do me wrong and then I hate you for the rest of my life. Like, what am I getting out of that?
Gary Vee talks about this too. He's like people will hate on him in DMs or comments or whatever, and he comes from a real place where he's like, what is going so bad in their life?
Exactly.
Where they're literally here hating on me, trying to do good.
Exactly.
So he will DM these people back or comment back and be like, hey, like, if you need someone to talk to, like, I'll help you talk through this. Like,
exactly. And that's a great example of how Jesus was.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
See, that's why, as someone that's not like religious, and I just wasn't raised, you know, it was never even a thought, really. Even not being necessarily a 100% believer, you know, I can't ever be against it, because it's just such a good message, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So like, why the fact that there's like these